What's up guys, welcome back to our video. In today's video we're going to be learning about functions part 2. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video, and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So let's see what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn pass by reference and the difference, and also pass by value and also their difference. Now, and also we're going to learn about the topic called recursion. These both topics are very important that interview questions come a lot between them. So we have to be careful and also be focused on what we are writing or the code. So now let's see. What is a pass by value? The value of a variable is copied and passed to a function and cannot be modified. So pass by value cannot be modified. So objects are immutable or unchangeable, which is basically this point. It says that it cannot be changed and cannot be modified either. So now, what are the examples like for pass by value? For pass by value, we can use examples like integers, float, and strings. What is a float? A float is nothing but kind of like decimal, like let's say 12.6 or 15.9, something like that. So that is float. Now let's see an example for pass by value. So first, let's create a function. This time my function name would be modifier because I'm trying to modify something. So this time we're gonna add 1. So this is the part where it comes. Now this, let's say 5, and now let's access this function. Let's type A, and now let's print A. So now let's see what is happening here. I created a function called modifier with parameter x, and now it's modifying or adding 1 to it. And now I have the argument which I'm thinking to pass, which is a equals 5, and I passed it in this place, which means I just call the function with the parameter a, or this variable, and now I'm printing it. So if we just take a guess, I'm saying it doesn't print 6 because pass by value are immutable or unchangeable, which I said over here. As you see, immutable or unchangeable, which cannot be modified. So it's gonna print just 5. So that's how these work, and now as you see it's printing 5. So that's how these pass by value work. But now that's not done yet. Let's see an example with float. This time let's take 10.6, and now it's the same one with that, and as you see it doesn't modify. And now let's use string. So let me delete this real quick. Let's use string. Let's type hello. You cannot add a number to string. There's a way, but that's gonna take quite a long. But we're just gonna add a string to a string. Let's type world. So hello world, but it doesn't print it. I'm saying it just prints hello. As you see, that's the difference of pass by value. So that's the main point of what a pass by value is. So integers, floats, and string cannot be modified or changed in pass by value. Now let's see what is a pass by reference. A pass by reference is nothing but we give the reference to the computer or Python to like access this, or say take this and use it and change for me. So let me give an example. So the difference between is, let's say I have a credit card, and I give to somebody and say you can spend whatever you want in this. And now whenever they spend, I get a notification in my phone saying they spent these many amount of dollars. Just like that, pass by reference. And pass by value is nothing but, let's say I give $10 to somebody and I can't get any notification, or I don't know how much money they spend. So that's how these pass by values are. You don't know, or you don't know how many, what is changed or something. So that's why it didn't modify here. We didn't know what happened there. So like the printing statement is what we know. We just know that we gave him $10. So that's how these pass by value and pass by reference work. And now let's see another point. Pass by reference are mutable or changeable, which means they can be modified or even changed. So let's see some examples like how we did for pass by value. Let's see some examples for these. So the examples are lists, dictionaries, and also sets. So now let's see some examples using these just like pass by value. So we're going to use the same example, but this time we have to use list, dictionaries, or set. So let's use lists this time. And now let's type hello, and with numbers let's take 1 and 5. Now we are not using the plus sign or adding, but we have to use a built-in thing called append, or you can even use add for sets. And now let's append it. Let's say we're gonna append world. And now if I run this program, it's gonna change. It's kind of like the credit card which I gave. So as you see, hello, 1, 5, and the world. So we know what is happening now. So that's how these pass by references work. But this time, let's give a set. So to give a set, you use these flower brackets, these kind of brackets, and now let's append it. So instead of using append, you use the built-in thing called add, because you cannot change or remove something in list or sets. So if you don't know how these work, you can go check out my list or in sets videos to understand clearly. So now let's see. Let's run this program. And now as you see, it's not gonna print in order. I'm saying it's not gonna print in an order. 1, hello, 5, and world. So as you see, it didn't print in order because these sets are not unordered. So they are unordered, so they don't give it an order. So that's how these sets and these pass by references work. And now let's see another topic called recursion. In recursion, you can call a function itself, which means you're gonna do the work by your by the computer. So you're basically like, it's like do like a for loop. Let's say for I in range 3, it's just gonna print until 3. So it's kind of like calling the function itself and doing the work on the computer. You don't have to do anything. So now let's see an example for recursion. So I'm gonna name a recursion. I'm gonna take a function named recursion with the parameter x. And now first you have to write the code. This is the part where it's gonna get confusing. So let's take a temporary variable named result. This is where we are storing our result to print it. So now x plus recursion of x minus 1. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just taking a variable named result, and I'm then adding two numbers. So you're gonna get the explanation after I write this code. First let's print the result when we get it. So let's say if it's 0, so we can't do anything, so let's make the result equal 0, which means it's not gonna enter even the if loop, and it just exits out. And now let's return the result. And now we just accessed everything else, and now we just have to enter the arguments. So let's enter recursion of x, or let's say this time let's put 3. Now basically what I'm doing is, now if I run this program, as you see, 1, 3, and 6. How? Because now let me show you a diagram of how this thing works, because this is pretty hard for a new developer or how a new programmer. So let me show you a diagram of how this works. So this is the diagram or the thing which I was talking about. So this is where we create the function, and this is the same code which I have in there. And this part where it says if x is less than 0, it defines a statement that there should be no negatives. And this place where it says result equals x plus this thing, say in this place two things are happening. One is saving, and also this is the place where it's calling itself. Now this is a main part we need to make this recursion work, or this program to work. And this is where we print the result which we get. And now this place defines that, let's say if result equals 0, then it cannot enter anything. So if result equals 0, it cannot enter the if statement, neither the else statement, because it just broke out of the code. And now as you see here, return result, we're just sending the result, the final answer, to the back to the caller, which is here recursion. So now we pass the value 3 to the function, right? Since it cannot take from 0, it just takes 1. So 1 equals 1. So it prints 1 at first. And after that, it's gonna take this one over here, 1 plus 2. And after that, it's gonna go to 3, and the same thing happens with 3 plus 3. So that's how these work: 1, 3, and 6. So that's how basically recursion works. And now let's see an overview of recursion. So now let's see the diagram of how this works. So this is where it starts. It goes to the function for us it's recursion with the parameter x. So it goes to the base case, which is like if x is greater than kind of thing. So it goes over there. If it's true, it's gonna do the recursive case, which we had, which means we had like x plus recursive, a recursion of the x minus 1. So it's gonna do again. So if it's yes, it's gonna do this again. Let's say if it's false, which means for us it's like the else statement, it's gonna do the return statement, which we did. So that's how this recursion works. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.